Hi, guys. It is my privilege and honor to introduce Vanda, the Executive Vice President of Sales in Viaplay. But not only Vanda is an amazing personality, but Viaplay as a brand is really very successful. So we partnered with Viaplay exclusively. Pickbox did. And now we have a product that is amazing. And we did it together. So thank you so much and take it away.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Anna. Thank you very much for the super kind words and big intro. Indeed, thank you mostly for the friendship that we share. Indeed, we have had such a journey, and we are really proud of what we've built together. And we are excited of what's lying ahead. Indeed. So, hello, everyone, and welcome. Um, I'm here to talk about what makes us tick, building long-term values together by combining each other's strengths. And here is a quick look at what we'll cover. First is something that I love. That's our international journey and why a partnership first approach is so close to my heart. Then it's something that I kind of hate. I really hate the fact, and I hate to admit that crime does so amazingly well. Yes. And then finally, something, and all the audience can get enough of it. I mean, it really bothers me, but hey. And then finally, something that every commissioner and uh, producer cares about, a scripted format adaptation and quite a smart way to deliver high value with a reduced cost. So, 2 years ago, I stood here on the very day that my ex-boss, the CEO of Viaplay, stepped down. And that was a period of a very intense transformation, of course, because our international expansion strategy with the direct-to-consumer service in multiple markets and all these, big aspirations for conquering the world kind of came under scrutiny. And then performance and growth was very impressive, truly impressive, and that's part sad of the story. But also, of course, the profitability was not exactly in line with the projections. So we had to adapt quickly. And we shifted focus as a company, not just in our core Nordic markets to make sure that we become more focused to fight, to become profitable, but also internationally where we take a partnership first approach. So we kind of take the approach that we lead with our strengths, content with global appeal and local impact, with our expertise, with our leverage in curation and what we've built in our own markets, and in essence, have a business internationally that empowers the growth of local players. So our content positioning is best of Nordic and best of European storytelling, bold, distinct, and authentic. This is how our business kind of looks around the world. In the Nordics and in the Netherlands, we are a broad player, direct to consumer, streamer, also through partners and offering a broad slate. We are number one in sports, also local productions, scripted, non-scripted. We also have a 360 media business, free TV channels, pay TV, platform, production, radio, you name it. And why I mention the Nordic business is because it is relevant to what we bring to the rest of the world. So internationally, we bring the best of Nordic and European storytelling, and we do it in three ways. In a few key markets, US, Canada, UK, Germany, Belgium, Poland. We have our SVOD channels with ongoing discussions on strengthening pay TV bundles through smart integration. We have Viaplay Select, our curated content offering that supports streamers and content aggregators. And then, of course, we do the traditional or content sales across the world. Of course, on content sales, we work with all platforms and broadcasters globally. And here in this slide, you see more where we are with our branded curated products. So the SVOD channel and Viaplay Select, we have 20 partners covering over 40 markets. Very proud of our last addition also in the region, the deal we announced this week with Prima in Czech for their growing SVOD service Prima Plus. So this map gives a snapshot of how our content travels, and what's behind the kind of the brands and the numbers is, and what is really in the DNA of Viaplay Select in particular, is our flexibility to adopt the product to local partner needs, be it pay TV, an SVOD player like Pickbox or Canal Plus, Netherlands and Austria, or Wow Wow in Japan, or a free TV broadcaster with a growing digital presence like Prima in Czech Republic or Che Media in Switzerland, and we have a telco with a significant product offering like Vodafone or LGU or Magenta TV with Deutsche Telekom in Germany. And then comes the heart of it, the content itself. Oh, we missed our 300 plus awards. But yes, our content across genres, and it's a slate that continues to resonate with audience and critics alike. And I really have to say, to my surprise, that what we have seen from international press acclaim in the US and the UK, I was really positively surprised. And so with Pickbox, one of our first Viaplay Select partners. So Viaplay Select on Pickbox has been over 3 successful terms. And with that, Pickbox has brought their audience everything from the dark drama, the Nordic noir, thrillers and crimes, to light dramedies, documentaries, and true crime documentaries, always with this distinctive tone and claiming this position in the market. And the response has been strong. So thanks to this collaboration, the Viaplay content is premiering with Pickbox in 7 markets exclusively. And by partnering, I think we strengthen the offering of Pickbox, but also allowing to claim this position, enhance the customer value, and help its efficiencies in a very competitive market. So the partnership, as if a few others, also follows a dual platform strategy with premieres made available on both the Pickbox Now, the streaming service, and Pickbox TV, the linear pay TV channel, to increase flexibility and visibility. So that has also enabled closer ties with major regional telcos, supporting reaching broader audiences. So yes, that is our approach on Pickbox. That is a part of the how the content is integrated. Of course, the content is fully integrated into the Pickbox marketing and promotional ecosystem, all at Pickbox Choice, by the way. Featured in all telco promotions, press, partner showcases, and consistently highlighted as a dedicated category within the Pickbox Now apps. So it's also prominently included across the consumer-facing communication channels. And the launch campaign for Viaplay Select, of course, was aimed to raise awareness on the brand, but educate local audience on the extra goodies that Pickbox has to offer. And this multi-platform campaign included a countdown on social media, strong digital visibility, and promotional activities. A key focus was to introduce us as a brand, but in that way add a clear identity addition onto the service. So aside of the home of Nordic noir campaigns, which one considers as the most normal, partnering with the Nordic best of crime and noir player, what made me particularly happy is to see emphasis and special campaigns made on two standout titles and two very different titles. Um, Perny, which is an amazing dramedy, and Ronja Roberts' daughter, which is a fantasy family action drama. So these premieres kind of and the push around them introduced new tones and storytelling styles, kind of refreshing and expanding what the audience could expect from the platform. Here we have an example from my homeland. So that's a good example of how Vodafone is adding value to a partner proposition. They are bundling Viaplay together with HBO Max and Disney Plus into a package, creating what they present in the market as a high value package, best of film and TV position. That's the kind of smart integrated model we see growing, and I personally want to see growing in our support to help the local aggregators increase the value perception to the audience. Here, that's an example from Korea, I suppose, where visibility and positioning does matter. Again, LGU chose to give a strong on-screen presence to us and have campaigns where our content and our brand is on the forefront. And again, I want to stress that was all. This is not driven by any marketing commitments in a contract. This is all left to the partners to decide, and we are there to support as we can with ideas. So now on the subject that I don't like so much, morally. Yes, it is true. True crime isn't just popular; it is like a plug and play ready. The genre performs consistently whether you are building a dedicated swim lane or filling a daily lean slot. And thankfully, we have a lot of that to help. So there are a few genres that travel so much, of course, and sometimes it's either the psychology of the perpetrator that attracts the audience, the resilience of the victim, pursuit of justice, and there are all universal themes. And again, to my surprise, they travel. Uh, and here are a few standout titles. Now, The Banker. Um, wow. So Isabel's story told in her own voice. She was drugged by a doctor after the second date. She was transferred and locked in a bunker. Then she escaped and she returns to her construction space to confront what happened. And the series got extreme press pickup, over 184 million impressions in the US, and became a top performer on RSWOT international platforms. And that I think is important in this context. And Sweden, of course, it doubled the sales target within just a few weeks. Yes, that's a good reminder of how survivor-led stories work. So under the radar, that's the type of the story that if I see in a scripted drama, I would roll my eyes and think that's unrealistic, made up stories. It starts with a cryptic song sent to a journalist from a convicted serial killer. Well, not the documentary, that's how the story starts. So that song leads to a murder case in Florida that is still unsolved officially. And that's where basically this is a part of investigation as we go, uh, and the psychological profile of the murderer, and part thriller. It reached again a huge amount of impressions on PR, and the top 5 title has been recently on our platforms. The Natasha Campus is a lifetime in prison is a story that many of you know. It's a very well known story in Europe, at least, and it's told through her words. The series is about what happens next. In essence, it was Channel 5's best performing documentary in its lot, and in repeated airings, it did equivalently well. So it even reignited public interest, because that was made obviously many years after the story was known to the public, that ITV wanted to have or invited her mother for an interview in the morning show. And then here we have a gathering of kind of not only standout titles, but returning ones, testament to the ongoing audience appeal. The Mind of a Criminal has a kind of, each episode explores the tipping point when and how someone crosses the line. And Norwegian crime stories, again, all sorts from heist, arsons to all sort of extremes that made it quite well, and again, and have performed to certain partners channels internationally, and a similar storyline with crime swing in Sweden. And there is, of course, the general buzz that one can get from these true crime shows, that is a low risk and high reward investment. And switching to a different subject, and the common denominator is, I suppose, what we see as the most relevant and easy or way for us to support partners in the region. And that is, we all know, the strong scripted formats, especially in markets where production budgets are tight, they are gold. Here we have a few examples that we brought that are, of course, all grounded in Nordic storytelling, complex characters, emotional arcs, really proven caliber. And in essence, it has a lot of value for. They are all, actually, it's worth saying that they are. We made a choice that is important for both free TV and SVOD channels, and here they are all waiting to be retold. The typical, in a way, crime, whodunit, um, smart episodic structure. Each episode has a different story on the family, and it has, again, this has been an Estonian story, which also the ready-made traveled very well. Then it's ideal for local adaptation. We have Jana, Marked for Life, female-led, another level of Nordic noir, immigration issues, human trafficking. It's a high-profile murder investigator hiding her own criminal past, and a lot of things happen that are easy to be adapted in markets with some backdrop of corruption. And then there we have an example of a glorious setting, two rival families, so perfect for the typical blue sky crime, Nordic noir, where the wealth, betrayal, legacy all mix together, and it's perfect for a coastal town shoot. And then our Polish original story, again, which actually it's a police officer investigates a father's disappearance. Family secrets come up, including her mother's role in the murder, but a lot of important issues like toxic masculinity and insider corruption. Then we have some examples of our nice comedy dramas. I think comedy dramas is the most in-demand local production scripted genre. And these are all feel-good formats, unique ability to blend humor with family and contemporary themes. Call Me Dad. Yes, what if your best friend start dating your mom? Really good, also already option for adaptation in the US. Meaning of life, two sisters, very different lives, and thinking of what is to live, questioning the life you have built, done in a really, really good way. Some, yes. So I will wrap up. Yeah, I indeed. All right, I get. So I'm so sorry. No, we will. That is it. We have two stories of chaos in essence. Um, Yes, and that is what brings us to the end of representation.
Antonia, thank you very much. No, you know what? Nobody ignored me in such a charming way as you did. Usually, people, I've been trying to get closer to the stage and closer to the stage. You were like turning your back on me, so I had no choice. Please give it up for Vanda Rapti. So it's a pleasure to be with you and to be with Viaplay at NEM.